Hello, everyone, and welcome to my CEO analysis of Stephen Paul Jobs. He's popularly known as Steve Jobs, the co founder and CEO of one of the most significant technological and business giants, no other than Apple. Today, I will be discussing how Steve Jobs helped and developed Apple as a CEO. Apple was founded on April 1st, 1976. Its founders were Steve Jobs, Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. It started as a computer company named Apple Computer Company. The headquarters is in Cupertino, California. The organization to which Steve Jobs serves as CEO and co-founder provides services and products that use unique, advanced, improved, premium quality gadgets and technology to make life easier. These products are equally useful in all aspects of life. A little bit about Steve Jobs here. After graduating from high school, he attended Reed College in Oregon. Let's go back a little bit. He was born in San Francisco, California on February 24th, 1955. One of Steve Jobs' favorite hobbies growing up was working with electronics alongside his dad. Steve was 13 when he met his 18-year-old friend Steve Wozniak, who also had a favorite hobby in electronics, and the two became good friends at a very young age. So while he was in college, he actually happened to drop out. He then started working for Atari, which was pretty short-lived. There were issues regarding mistrust with the company, so he decided to leave and start Apple with Steve Wozniak, who had already designed his own personal computer, which actually really impressed Steve Jobs. They proposed to start their own company and sell the computer in 1976. That's when they formed Apple Computer and called their first computer the Apple I. They began making computers in the Steve Jobs garage. Jobs was only 21 at the time. And why I chose Steve Jobs here. He was always a determined person. He proved himself as a leader to Apple's mission, which was to bring the best personal computing products and support to students, educators, designers, and scientists and consumers in over 140 countries around the world. Applying his mission to his organizations, we can see well how he made a huge impact with his products throughout the world. Steve Jobs wanted to pursue his wisdom and creativity. He wanted nothing more than to improve people so they could become better people in the future. He used this organizational structure to refine people's creativity. He has a nurturing leadership style, which should be adopted more by leaders in their organizations. Being people-oriented can improve others' self-confidence and determination. What I found profound about Steve's leadership style was how he was so invested into himself. He even took a couple classes where he learned calligraphy. Through that continuous practice, he was able to move his fingers precisely to draw highly intricate patterns. These skills in calligraphy helped Steve Jobs when he started designing computers. Some days later, Steve Jobs also traveled to India to learn meditation. He lived in harsh conditions, traveling barefoot, struggling to get food, and sleeping on bare floors. You could say this actually gave him thick skin. He spent the most challenging time in India to gain control over his mind and body. These multiple experiences Steve had were an incredible, insightful, and imaginative journey, which also gave him a strong personality. However, there were some traits that were ineffective that Steve Jobs had. He was very arrogant. He often shouted at his employees and dismissed them without telling a plausible reason. New York Times called him a widely hated manager of the 80s. It was not easy to convince Steve Jobs against his thoughts. His combative nature sometimes put him into trouble, and other times won him success. He was expelled from Apple because he insisted on running the company according to his thoughts. And after being expelled, he had a highly troubled business career for more than a decade. But later, he was able to make drastic changes upon his return to Apple. He took the company to new heights. And a little bit of conclusions. Adversity did surround his entire life, from his upbringing to being adopted, yet he was willing to work hard and get through it all. Steve Jobs was a respected businessman with a ton of vision and ambition. In any case, the most attractive theme from his career of CEO of Apple is how he made all his ideas come to fruition. And now, as you can see, the fruits of his labor show why Apple is the most valuable company in the world today. And thank you all for coming to my CEO analysis of Steve Jobs, and have a good night.